BTS and Blackpink need to go away in 2022. aespa has officially moved into my trash pile of K-pop. You're probably pretty mad right now that that dislike button doesn't work anymore, huh? On this episode of Kpop Rants. If you're new here, welcome. We keep it 10 times 10 on this channel. I don't care about fandoms. I don't care about bullshit. I don't care if you try to cancel me. I'm gonna keep it 100. We're gonna keep it honest, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I feel, how I feel it, and how I'm feeling at that exact moment. So if you like honest content, like, subscribe, you know the whole deal with the videos, blah, blah, blah. You know how to use YouTube. But without further ado, let's jump into my thoughts on the upcoming year and the year that just passed. I've been a rabid K-pop fan for years now, but I've definitely felt my interest in the entire thing waning over the past couple years, with the exception of this last year, and I'm going to tell you why. It is my opinion that as K-pop has grown and become too big for its britches, so to speak, it has abandoned its core fan base. So if you've been around for years, you probably don't like K-pop anymore, or you don't like it as much. You stopped following it as fervently. Some of that may be, just life has happened and you've moved on to other things, or just distracted from, this, it's a hobby, basically, the hobby of K-pop. But more importantly, you've lost interest, and tell you why. It's because K-pop producers, record labels, and artists, because they're complicit in some of it, have betrayed your hardcore K-pop fan, right? It's the difference between being a core gamer and a casual gamer. The majority of K-pop fans nowadays are casual gamers. They want, a cell phone game that they can play while they're pooping. They're not going to invest 14 to 20 hours to 100 hours of an MMO into a game. It's the same basic principle. These new fans that they're reaching out to are not hardcore fans. They're not long-term fans. They're fad fans. And I think most of the hardcore people know that, and the people that are still hanging around like me are desperately hoping that the tidal wave of K-pop internationally recedes soon, so that we can finally get back to what made K-pop great in the first place. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I really want Blackpink and BTS to fuck off in 2022. And here's why. I respect the hustle. I respect the game, okay? They put in a shit ton of work. More BTS in the work side of things, with Blackpink dropping like one album every 6 years. But they put in a ton of work. They put in a ton of effort. And in Blackpink's case, they've always been Blackpink. They've always been the same, so I don't fault them for that. And BTS totally sold out. You can get mad and butthurt all you want in the comments. They sold the fuck out because they wanted to get paid. I respect that, but it doesn't change the fact that they went full Nickelback and sold the fuck out. So, that being said, they did what they did. They blew up. They saturated the fuck out of the Western market. And now, because they're so popular, all of the other K-pop groups, not all of them, but a lot of them, okay, I speak hyperbolically sometimes, learn to read between the lines, a lot of them are now following and trend chasing. And I want groups that are as big as BTS and Blackpink to just go away, because then the other groups will stop trend chasing. The only other big group that I can think of, like, that didn't trend chase this year, was Twice. They were the only group that were as huge as they are and stayed true to what they are as a K-pop group, and I respect that about Twice. Don't necessarily like all the music they dropped, but it was still all Twice music. It wasn't like, oh, what can we drop that appeals to West Office? Even when Twice dropped an all English song with the Feels, even with the Feels, it was still a fucking K-pop song. Because if you watch the reaction to it, which is on Patreon, about halfway through, I realized, oh, there's all in English. because it still felt like a Twice song. They didn't betray what they were. It wasn't like, oh, you know what? We're BTS, but we're just gonna make a Bruno Mars song. How's Butter sound? It's the same difference. Another thing that I want to see fucking in 2022, and please comment below if you're with me on this one, because this one right now, this is the biggest thing that is ruining K-pop songs, that is ruining good songs that they change to try to follow a TikTok trend. I want the Brave Girls phenomenon. All right, now I was following Brave Girls and a Brave Girls fan before anybody who knew who the fuck they were. I was upset that they were going to disband this year, and then they had that hit where Roland came back around and blew up on TikTok or whatever, and then everybody else in the industry suddenly wants to follow this stupid trend. So now every song has some dumbass thing in it to try to get that TikTok audience, which is the most casual audience you could possibly ever get, to do something, to follow you, to help your song blow up. And I get it. It's free marketing for the most part. But it fucking sucks, and it needs to stop, because you're taking good ass songs and you throw this bullshit in them, like, oh, I don't know, Everglow's Pirate Song, which the entire EDM dance 90s track that it was decent. It was good. And then the pirate part? Are you fucking kidding me? No. You can shiver these fucking timbers in your mouth. No. That's a TikTok trend. I'm done with it, okay? TikTok needs to die. I hate TikTok, okay? I don't care what anybody says. TikTok sucks. It's become the latter half of Vine now, where Vine started advertising Pringles instead of being funny. I'm done with it. Some positive things to rant about have got to be the massive number of 4th gen groups that exploded out of nowhere last year. That was really fun to watch. You had a ton of new faces, new content. The downside was that most of them were trend chasing to be like Blackpink. And mind you, I'm primarily talking about girl groups, because I don't really follow guy groups anymore, because they've sucked for like the last 3 years. And until they come back around and stop all trying to be BTS, with the exception of like Stray Kids and ATEEZ, yeah. Well, although ATEEZ, in fairness, ATEEZ kind of reminds me more of when BTS was still good pre DNA, when they were still like my favorite guy group. So there's that. But some good things to talk about are all the 4th gen groups dropping. With the end of 3rd gen coming, meaning all of the groups that blew up in 3rd gen are starting to wane. They're coming to the end of their 7-year contracts, when the majority of them will most likely disband. We need this new crop of fresh faces and fresh ideas and fresh groups to come up and carry the mantle, so to speak, into the future. The question is, which ones are going to do it? I know everybody who's like half casual fan or just kind of pays attention is going to be like, oh, it's going to be Ive or Ivy or however the hell you want to say it. I disagree with that. Their first song was good, and it blew up in popularity. You can say whatever you want. It blew up because it has 2 members from IZ*ONE in that group. That's the reason it was so popular. If it didn't have them in it, or if it had them in it but they weren't previously in IZ*ONE, it would not have been that popular. That being said, I don't think that they will be as popular going forward as they were with this first one. It depends on what direction they go with the concept, but I definitely don't think that they will go as far. Another good thing we can talk about is thank all the gods on Mount Olympus. The girl crush concept should probably go away this year. I'm pretty sure that the girl crush concept, with Blackpink sort of disappearing into their solos and all the other stuff they're doing, I'm pretty sure that it's so saturated, people are fucking tired of it. I know I am. The girl crush concept needs to go away. Needs to go away. Back to the closet for another time. But I do believe, because nobody's doing it right now, that the sexy concept will make a comeback. I'm talking like the AOA kind of sexy concept, like the elegantly, classically sexy concept. That one is pure 2nd gen. It needs to come back. That song style will come back with it, where it's not all this bullshit noise music from aespa and early and recent some of ITZY's crap. So I hope that trend dies too. I don't want to hear any more noise music. It's not good. Just because a song gets stuck in your head, I'm talking about like a next level, does not mean it's good. Just because you get something stuck in your head doesn't mean it's good. Think of all the fucked up shit you've seen over your life that's burned into your skull and you want it gone. Does that mean it's good? No. And you know you're thinking about some fucked up shit right now and it's burned in your head and you're like, I really wish I could forget that. That's how I feel about Next Level and Savage. I'm just saying. I'm also going to throw this out there. I'm pretty sure that groups like ITZY and just anything JYP, except for some reason Stray Kids, are just going to be on the decline this year. Unless they do some a big marketing switch and they really alter how they are marketing these groups and how they're doing it. I just don't see them. I don't see it because they seem to be on the downward trend, and I don't see it lasting much longer, at least at the peak, a high level it was. More good news, WJSN's Chikomi has a comeback soon. I'm very excited. Bad news, Kepler has their first debut coming soon. Listen, Girls Planet 999 pretty much was the highlight of my 2021 in terms of K-pop. I enjoyed the absolute shit out of that show. Me and my wife watched every video. The full video reactions, watch-alongs are up on Patreon as well. I love that show. I love these members. I love the members that didn't make it. It was just a great show. Like, I really connected with all the people on the show. And then I heard their teaser, and they did some trend chasing, and it sounds like it's gonna be awful. I'm not gonna lie. I hope it's not. But I gagged a little when I heard it. I'm a little sad. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And again, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Hope you have a happy 2022. It's not gonna happen. We know it's gonna be worse. It's gonna keep on getting shitty. We know. Keep on popping, everybody. And remember, it's not a trend. It's a lifestyle. Deuces.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.